Okay, good morning everyone. This is Halacha Yomi, page 394. We're in the laws of the 9th of Av, the last meal, Sudam Afseket, before the fast starts. There's a little bit of a few rules we need to learn about how to conduct this meal properly. So we're up to number 10. For the Sudam Afseket, the last meal before the fast, one should try to eat bread dipped in salt and refrain from drinking anything else other than water. So people have the custom to even dip the bread in ashes, right, in order to mourn the temple. Right, the last meal before the Shabbat, we're trying to not make it lavish and enjoyable. We're trying to make it just for the sake of feeding ourselves, so we have the power to fast, and therefore they try to drink only water, not juices and sodas and wine, definitely not, and just the bread and salt and sometimes ashes. 11. Bread should be eaten during this meal, because whenever we are obligated to have Seudah meal means formally with bread. 12. Even those who do not have a custom to refrain from eating meat, chicken, and wine during Ben HaMetzarim are forbidden to consume these foods Erev Tisha B'Av after Chatzot. Right, so everyone is not going to have meat, definitely, for this last meal. 13. What about veggie hot dogs and other things that look like meat? Those are allowed to be eaten during this meal, and there's no concern that it looks like Marit Ayin suspicious. There's no concern for that. Okay, 14. Many people have the custom to even avoid eating fish during Sudam Afseket. However, dried salted fish, which is not cooked, may be eaten even according to those who have this custom. Okay, 15. One should not drink beer or other alcoholic beverages during Sudam Afseket. One should refrain from drinking beverages other than water unless it will help him during the fast. Let's say a person will have some electrolyte drink to help him fast the 9th of Av, that's okay, but other than that, you should only have water. 17. Shulchan Aruch says that at the Sudam Afseket, the last meal before the Shabbat, one may not eat two different types of tafshilin, cooked dishes. You can't have two types of different cooked dishes. The definition of cooked dishes, according to many, there's many different interpretations. So we'll go and explain them as such. Vegetable broth without any vegetables is considered a cooked dish. Fresh fruits and vegetables are not considered a cooked dish, unless they're cooked. 3. While one may even eat a salad with many vegetables, one should try to refrain from doing so. Pickled stuff, pickled vegetables, pickles, tomatoes, olives, and the like are not considered cooked dishes. They're allowed to be eaten. Pastries are not considered cooked dishes. Yogurt and cheese are not considered cooked dishes. Roasted fish is considered one dish. So again, it comes out that we try to avoid having two different types of cooked dishes. We only have one dish, and that's the main dish, and that's it. We try not to have varieties like we do by our regular meals. So if the same type of food was cooked in two different pots, in such a way that one pot the food is dry and the other is moist, you're allowed to eat from one of the pots. Each pot is considered a separate dish. Two foods that are cooked in one pot are considered two dishes unless they're normally cooked together. So let's say you don't usually cook eggs with the fish. So therefore, if you eat the eggs, even if you put the eggs in the pot of the fish, since they're not usually cooked together, so then they're considered two cooked dishes and you're not allowed to have them. Let's say you even have egg two different ways. You have scrambled egg and hard-boiled egg. That's also considered two different cooked dishes. That's not allowed. Stuffed pepper or stuffed cabbage with rice inside is considered one dish, because that's usually how you cook it. I know by Bukharians, they usually have a plov. They usually have a plov, a par plov, and that's considered one dish. It's not considered multiple dishes. Okay, because that's the normal way you cook it. Okay, one could eat pasta with cheese, because cheese is not considered a cooked dish. It's considered just pasta. Okay, after the meal, you're allowed to have hot milk, coffee, or tea after the meal's over, because it's not considered a cooked dish. However, if it's necessary, one should avoid from doing so, because if it's just for it to feel good and pleasure, that's not what we're trying to look for during this meal. It is customary, 19, it's customary to sit on the floor during the Sudam Afseket. However, one should not sit on the bare floor. Rather, he should put something like a cloth between him and the floor. You're allowed to sit on a wooden board, mat, or carpet, as long as it's less than 1 tefah high. Women must also sit on the floor. And after one finishes Sudam Afseket, then you can sit on a regular chair until the fast begins. One does not have to remove his shoes during the Sudam Afseket. We try to avoid making zimun If you ate with multiple men, we try to avoid making zimun. Two people should sit at a meal together, and then another group of two people separately. That way, we won't be obligated with the zimun. If they accidentally ate together, then they're obligated to say zimun, and they do it. After you finish Birkat Hamazon, you want to drink water, as long as the fast didn't start yet, you're allowed to. But remember, when you drink water just to be hydrated, you don't make a shakol. You only make shakol on water specifically when you have the thirst and the desire to drink it. But when you have just to stay hydrated, that doesn't warrant a brachav shakol. Other customs: Erev Tisha B'Av, beginning after Chatzot B'Day, Erev Tisha B'Av. Some people have this custom of only studying Torah related to Tisha B'Av. However, it's not required. Technically, you could learn whatever you want up until the fast. One should refrain from going on outings on Erev Tisha B'Av. Tichanun is skipped on Mincha Erev Tisha B'Av. The fast of Tisha B'Av begins at Shkia and ends the next day, Tzetu Kochavim. You do not have to wait till Rabbeinu Tam to break the fast. And tomorrow we're going to deal with who has to fast Tisha B'Av, because the other fast days we are more lenient. Tisha B'Av is a little bit more intense. We're going to see, number one, pregnant and nursing women are obligated to fast Tisha B'Av like Yom Kippur. So we're going to see that the law is a little bit different over here. Baruch Na'olam. Amen, amen.